What skill do you have that you want to come abroad to come and live? You can be certified that you know something, but do you really know that thing? That is what living abroad here does test you. In fact, I know for sure is that Nigerians are very, very hardworking people. That I cannot deny for any reason. Nigerians abroad are liars, or would I say Nigerians abroad are scammers. But I want to tell you guys some things here about this particular subject, which I know that some of you, and obviously I've been studying my data here on YouTube to see those who actually come in to watch my content, and I try to understand my audience too, which actually helps me create the content I create, which is the reason why I moved my content about my life here in China, like sharing my vlogs and all of that, to a separate channel. In case you don't know about it already, I'll link it in the description section. The name is George Vlogs. But today I'm going to be talking about something I believe also relates with you as a person, because most of my audience are actually not in Nigeria. Most of them are outside of Nigeria, but I think they have some connection with Nigeria. Now let me begin straight up. Are Nigerians abroad really liars? Are they really scammers? Take a close look at me. That is, if you can really take a close look at me. Do I look like a scammer to you? Of course, maybe you might have your reserved opinions. You can tell me what you think in the comment section, because I want us to have an interaction over there. But you see, you can't tell who a scammer is or who a scammer is not by merely looking at the person. I am who I am, you are who you are. Nothing can change that. But when it comes to that particular ideology that Nigerians who are abroad, or would I say Africans, okay, let me focus on Nigeria because I am Nigerian. The Nigerians who are abroad are scammers, are liars, and most times, you know, they get over abroad and they don't want to bring maybe other people along or something. Let me tell you something, a personal story I have as a person, which was even why I started making videos on YouTube initially 2 years ago. I've been here like 2 years now, making videos and just playing around with it. I would have said that particular statement is true because before I came here to China, my own friend whom I went to secondary school with scammed me, and I had to spend an extra year at home because he scammed me. Now I was taking admission. He said, oh, he was an agent or something and was trying to get me admission to come study here, but I got to find out in the end that it was just a scam, and after paying all the money, nothing happened. The school was fake, everything. I got to find out everything, and it was very heartbreaking. But yet still at the end, I still came here. So sometimes you would say, oh, okay, maybe you have a relative abroad, in case you're watching me from Nigeria, and that you are like, oh, they don't want me to come over, or they don't want to help me or something. One thing you have to know for sure is that living abroad is not like the way it is living in Nigeria. You may think it's so rosy and, you know, life is good out here abroad, but you see, everything we have here abroad, we pay for it, we earn it. Like, it's not like nothing here is free, which I would support what Diana Kwame was saying in her video about this topic. But sharing with you from my personal experience, because I think it gets to a point whereby I don't just create content, or I shouldn't just be creating content about people, but actually also get to share with you my thoughts in video, even though these are things I would normally do on a live stream. Nigerians who are living abroad work hard for what they earn or what they have. Now when you talk about working hard now, some quote and unquote might actually be into what you know as a yahoo or whatever, but majority of Nigerians who are living abroad, aside the bad eggs you know who you might see flaunting whatever they have on social media, majority of them actually work hard to be who they are, to earn a living, because the standard of living abroad to a great extent is high. Even though yes, you might be earning something that actually compensates to that, but in the end it's more of like netting it all out might seem to be more of like, you know, you living in Nigeria. But the good advantage of it is that you living abroad, at least you have the basic amenities you need to have a fulfilling life. For example, let me still talk about myself because I have to come from an experiential knowledge. This is being real, George, not on any other person, so I have to be real myself. I came here to China 2 years ago for my master's degree, which I've gotten right now, and I'm hopefully working towards, you know, being here at least for the next 2 or 3 years before maybe I think of coming back home to my roots, because no matter what, I'll still come back to Nigeria. Nigeria is always going to be my home. I'm not like that kind of Nigerian that is more of like, no, impossible, no, Nigeria, I can never go back to Nigeria, oh, God forbid. No, I believe one day Nigeria is going to be great, but with the current things or situations I'm seeing right now, it might take time, but I know one day, come on, we are talking about Uganda today that are having electric buses, even though I know China is involved in that because, you know, they have a good relationship and all that. But looking at Nigeria or Nigerians as a whole who are living abroad, I would say it's not really easy based on the things I have also seen over here living in the People's Republic of China. Life here is really, really amazing. At least we have the basic amenities we need as people here, but you don't really understand what we go through living abroad. To a great extent, it's not easy. For real. That is why from the moment I stepped my foot into the People's Republic of China, come on, think of the fees. I wouldn't lie to you. Come on, if you have your child studying, if you're watching me from Nigeria and you have your child, or you are someone that wants to go study abroad or something, you're talking about your fees for a year. That is if you're paying your own fees, nothing less than $1 million or 1.5 million. Now, it's not just anyone that can go to abroad to study. Some people have to sell their property. Some people have to use their birthright just to travel out of Nigeria to look for a better life elsewhere. I don't know which part of abroad you are in, but so far as you are not in Nigeria, or maybe not anywhere in Africa, you are abroad and you're watching me from there. But you can tell maybe others who might be watching this video how it is like you living where you're living, and why sometimes we are labeled as liars. Because I was speaking to a friend recently who was more of like, George, it's been a long time I spoke to you, when are you sending me the money, blah blah blah, I need money for this, I need money for that. But I'm like, do you recall, or do you know why I left Nigeria? Do you know I'm a student, I just finished school and I'm still trying to fix myself up and all that? Oh yeah, oh, your papa get money, kiniko. I'm like, do you even know my internal family affairs? Like, if I were to open my mouth and tell you stuff like about me and how I struggle to survive and all that, you might be looking at that whole umbrella of like your papa get money. But say your papa get money, no be me say you get money. You get some papa where you get it. Now I'm not trying to say like, but you get some parents, they be say they get to, but for you to even see that money save with their heart, I tell you, you get. And you get to a point that you get in life as a person, you start thinking for yourself. Some people think that when you come abroad like this, that everything is just so amazing, like, man, you just close eye, open like this, money there everywhere. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You work for what you have. That's why you can see some people come all the way from Nigeria, maybe to the US or wherever they stay abroad, and the things they're doing, even though they may be doing menial jobs that someone could be doing in Nigeria at the same time, but at least they could be earning more than they would earn if they are doing that in Nigeria. But if you start comparing it in that way, these people are really working hard, even though the value of whatever they're earning is way higher if they were doing the same thing in Nigeria to earn a remuneration from it. So Nigerians living abroad, sometimes the reason why we may not really be, you know, that encouraging for you to come abroad, to come and stay with us or something, or maybe, you know, bring people over and all that, is because we understand what it entails to live here. Right now, the way I am now, I'm a single person, like living alone and just trying to manage my life here. Someone that's just starting that adult life, like that life of, okay, now George, you're now about to stand on your own. Daddy and mommy have paid your school fees from down till this time. Okay, now this is time for you to actually be a man of your own. I am at that point in my life where I am now starting to take decisions for myself. Normally, I would finish school and my parents would say, okay, come back. But they have not even said, come, because even while I was still in the system, I was already thinking of where am I going to fix myself up? What will I be doing? What will I be doing after school? But these are things that most times we the youth don't even think about it. Sometimes you see parents send their children to go abroad to study and they just go there. Okay, obviously the parents are financially buoyant, so they'll be sending money to them. They'll be spending and living large and, you know, buying all the Dolce & Gabbana. Me, I'm someone that you will never see anything luxury on me, like most of the time. Not as if I may not have the money to buy it, but maybe if I buy anything luxury, I cannot be having 5 shoes that are luxury shoes. You understand? I might just have one that is luxury because shoe is shoe. The other ones would be, you know, the money I will use to buy one luxury shoe, I can use it to buy 5 different pairs of shoes that are still okay but not luxury. That's how my mind thinks. Maybe because I'm an Igbo man. But the thing is that because I know how the money is made, I know how to spend it. That is when you now start becoming matured. And when you look at these people that are living abroad, like people like me that are living abroad, maybe look at us on social media or something, You may be thinking that life is all good and all that, but you don't know how we actually get to be in that state. For example, you are watching me right now on YouTube. Do you know what it takes to actually start a YouTube channel, build it to the number of following you may have or something, to even start earning money and actually sit down and create content that keeps people watching, not just taking your phone or your camera to just say whatever comes into your head or maybe do whatever, but actually creating content that keeps people engaged and brings value to people, either in a form of education, entertainment, or inspiration, which is actually what content creation is all about. If you look at my videos from 2 years ago, come on, you can imagine that this person has really tried to improve himself over time. And you ask yourself, what does this boy really do in China? Or what does this person really do as a source of living? Of course, for example, over here in the People's Republic of China, for you to be a foreigner and live here and be working, you have to do something that the locals here cannot do. That's why you see many of us that are here, someone might even have a degree in medicine, but the person is teaching English. Someone might be a civil engineer, the person is teaching English. Now, I know that there are many other foreigners here, Nigerians here, that are into, careers, office kind of work or something. Yeah, but most of them are very rare. The most you see here are maybe, doing teaching, because it's what the people here cannot do. And then the rest might actually maybe have the entrepreneurship visa, where they actually own like companies, not like they own a company, but they have this kind of visa that helps them not live here as a student, but they can actually be engaged in one particular trade or something, maybe buying things from here and sending back home or something. But the visa of which they are staying on is called entrepreneurship visa. Not like you have a permanent residence, or maybe you have the green card, like some of you just go there to the US, marry an American, and then you're able to naturalize and maybe become an American citizen. It's not that easy over here. So when we try to explain to you guys, or explain to people that are back home, for me, if everything I have here were to be back in Nigeria, I would so love to live in Nigeria. Because when you think of I made a video recently where you saw me eating a pig's brain. I don't know if you've seen that video before. Like, even the food here, I've gotten so used to the food here that every time I tend to miss the food from back home Nigeria, like, to a good extent. So sometimes when we talk about you not really seeing our life on social media, or seeing our life on Facebook and thinking that everything is okay, and that we ourselves living abroad are not being considerate, or maybe are not caring enough to want to bring you over. Sometimes when we tell you the things that we do or what we do to actually survive, can you be able to do that? That's why I keep telling people, before you move outside of Nigeria, abroad, for whatever reason, what do you have to offer? What skills do you have? What makes you unique? You don't just come to abroad with just your certificate too. There's a difference between certificate and certificate. You can be certified that you know something, but do you really know that thing? That is what living abroad here does test you. In Nigeria, you can be there with your certificates, and those certificates can get you to places, give you works and all that. Okay, good, because no one really does care. They care more about the paper you have to some extent, and maybe the connection that gets you that placement. But you can always learn to do whatever you want, you have to do on the job. But when it comes to abroad, what you know really does matter, not just you having a certificate. For example, here in China, there's nothing like this first class, second class, third class thing that we always hype ourselves in, Africa and all that. Like, I don't know how the educational system is there also in the US, but over here, like having my master's degree here, I didn't see any distinction of that, even when I see the degree certificates, you understand? But what really does matter, what makes you unique, is maybe your transcript and also your ability to do. What I'm involved in today that I get to do every day of my life now, hopefully I get to do that for as long as practicable living here, is creating content. Now, if you get to watch my videos, or most of my videos recently or something, maybe this year or maybe late last year, you see that there's been a great amount of improvement from how it used to be before, because I spent my time teaching myself the craft of making content, being a good actor, reading and writing scripts, and presenting before camera. These are things that might be feeding me for the next 2 to 3 years living here in this country. What skill do you have that you want to come abroad to come and live? When those living abroad tell you what they go through to live every day, some of them that are even living with their families over here, can you really go through that? Sometimes you have to work almost all day and you get so much little time to rest. Sometimes I might go to work like 9 and come back like 10, depending on how many shoots I have to make in a day. You understand? So indeed, Nigerians, for one fact I know for sure, is that Nigerians are very, very hardworking people. That I cannot deny for any reason. Hardworking either is in the positive way or in the negative way. We are just hyper, I would say, very hyper, based on my observation and what I've seen around. But if Nigeria itself as a country can be fixed, which I pray and I hope it's fixed, because a lot of things are really happening. And sometimes when I come on social media and I look at what is happening on the internet and things that are happening in Nigeria, I'm like, man, these are things that when you think of and your visa is almost expiring and you're between that point of going back, staying, you try so much to stay here. Are Nigerians abroad really liars or scammers? Not all of them are. Sometimes we tell you some things about living abroad here because we know what you don't know about living here, that if you were to know experientially, you might even regret why you traveled all the way from your home to come live abroad. Are you ready to work? Because over here, we work and pay for everything. When was the last time you paid your tax?